Hey, Saturday morning coffee with Bob and Greg? Are you kidding me? Let's go. Let's wake up. Greg, are you awake?
Working on it.
There you
A couple
go.
more of
Wake
these,
up.
I'll be good.
Smell that coffee. Let's make some money. It's time for Morning Coffee and Sports Talk with me, Bob, from oddsjam, with special guest, Greg Voice. He's here today to talk some XFL. Hey, folks, we had a hell of a day yesterday. We're just rocking out on a regular basis. Here we are. Morning coffee picks are fantastic. Here they are. 589, 484, and 17, up 77 and a half units. If we can make some picks today and get up over 80 units, that would be fantastic. I think we need to do that, Greg. What do you say?
I agree. I'm on board. Let's do it.
Exactly. You know, you realize that all of your XFL picks are going in here today.
Uh-oh. All right.
Yeah.
There's a couple wins, so okay.
That's all right. That's all right. Like and subscribe here if you would. Live chat is available. We got some people out here now. Love it when you all join us. Bobby V is in the house. Neil Green's in the house. Ben's in the house. He was the first one here. Yeah. Let's go. Let's crank it up. Crank it up. I have to get you a cowbell, Greg.
We need a little cowbell.
Greg needs a cowbell. All right.
What's the saying?
That music there is called Wake Up, and that's written by yours truly, Bob Lagrasso. Yes, and performed by me too. Oh, yeah. Man of many, many talents. Jack of all trades, master of none.
Same here.
It's pretty well what I am. Greg Voice with me here. Ryan's here. Hey. Santa Claus's brother, Ryan Claus. I like Ryan. He's a good guy. Good guy. And who else we got here? Oh, have we on Rays -1.5?
Might as well be.
Have we? I mean, you know, that's pretty well the bet every day, isn't it? For everybody. Let's have a little bit of coffee, folks. Cheers. Hey, Greg.
Let's get
cheers, everybody. Yeah, there you go. Greg with his oddsjam coffee mug. He's here. The man is 21-7 in the XFL. Greg, you could become an XFL legend. And what kind of shirt do you have on there?
Cacao.
Battlehawks, baby. Yeah. All right. I love it.
Be rocking today.
I love it. I can get anything you need for Christmas.
I need some winners.
Yeah, we need winners. That's for sure. All right. We're going to start off here with the recap. Then we're going to get into Greg's picks. And Ryan says, "Caca."
That's right.
PhD is here. Good morning, PhD. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Thank you for joining the show. Here's how we do morning coffee. We're going to do a little recap of the previous day's action. And you know what? We're also going to talk a little bit about where we're at with oddsjam and some of the new features. I do want to, first off, get into the fantasy screen, and we'll talk about that. So let's do the recap. And let me share my screen here. Okay, so folks, the fantasy screen is absolutely awesome. Had two picks last night, or 2 5-pickers last night. One of them hit 4 out of the 5. The other one hit 3 out of the 5. So, and I just went with what was in the green. Pretty darn good so far. The percentage of odds to hit is here. This is all prize picks. You could do underdog. Whoops. You can do underdog, no house advantage, parlay play, jock MKT, and Thrive Fantasy. This is a game changer. It is in beta mode right now. So it is free at this moment. At some point in time, it's probably going to have to be paid for. But right now, you're getting it for free. And if you're not on an oddsjam plan, get in there now. Sign up for your 7-day free trial. Okay. And use the code Bob20 to get 20% off, and do it on a regular basis, folks. Let's do it right now. Come on, let's make it happen. All right. And also, this is brought to you by, I'm just going to pop this up here real quick. Shop.oddsjam.com. You asked for it, it's here. We've got the 5-panel camper hat, the black glossy mug. Greg was on that earlier. That's what he's drinking out of. The distressed dad hat, the embroidered beanie, the short sleeve unisex t-shirt, the stainless steel tumbler, the trucker cap, and the unisex hoodie, all at shop.oddsjam.com. All right, let's get into what we get into. Scores from last night in Major League Baseball. Brewers shut out the Cardinals 4-0. Cardinals all of a sudden can't hit. And Jack Flaherty walks too many guys. Mets beat the Marlins 9-3. They pretty well walked their way to a win there. Cubs 2-0 over the Rangers. Stroman pitching good. I knew those Cubs would be better this year. Orioles beat the Yankees 7-6. Urias with his bat and his glove does the job. Phillies 5-2 over the Reds. Real Muto with 2-run homer that powered the Phillies to a win, because they have been pretty bad so far. Mariners beat the Guardians 5-3. Rodriguez homers as the Mariners kill the Guardians on their home opener. Twins top the Astros 3-2 in 10 innings. Greg got 13 Ks. Nobody saw that one coming. Pirates 13-9 over the White Sox. Reynolds, he's a pretty good player. He stars in that game. Royals 3-1 over the Giants. Pasquantino and Perez hit home runs. Rays, once again, Rays -1.5. 9-5 over the Athletics. Paredes hits a grand slam. Padres 5-4 over the Braves. Nationals 10-5 over the Rockies. Call and Candelaria started the game with homers. Blue Jays 4-3 over the Angels. Bichette's 3-run homer sends the Jays past the Angels. And the Diamondbacks beat the Dodgers 6-3. Longoria and Carroll hit back-to-back homers. In the NBA, Rockets beat the Hornets 112-109. Şengün with 14 points and 21 rebounds. Pistons 122-115 over the Pacers. Hayes with 28. Wizards 114-108 over the Heat. Oladipo with 30 in a losing cause. 76ers won 36-131 over the Hawks. Trae Young with 27 and 20 assists in a losing cause. Celtics 121-102 over the Raptors. Hauser with 26 points. Nets 101-84 over the Magic. Claxton with 14 points and 15 rebounds. Grizzlies 137-114 over the Bucks. Jackson Jr. with 36. Pelicans 113-105 over the Knicks. Murphy the third with 31 points. Bulls 115-112 over the Mavericks. Mavericks are done. Can't believe that they played a game with Kyrie out after going and getting him. Mavericks are out of the playoffs. What a joke. And Luka needs to learn how to play defense. Warriors 119-97 over the Kings. Steph Curry with 25, 7 and 6. And the Lakers beat the Suns 121-107. Anthony Davis with 14 points and 21 rebounds. That's all brought to you by shop.oddsjam.com. You asked for it, it's here. Go grab your gear now. Shop.oddsjam.com. Holy cow, that was a lot of stuff. Let's have a little coffee,
I was
Craig.
gonna say, you better get a drink of coffee after all that.
No kidding, man. So let me tell you something interesting here, folks. Greg used to play roller hockey in Southern Illinois, and I used to referee roller hockey in Salem, Illinois, where Greg came and played.
Ages ago,
years upon years ago, when he was a lot younger and I was a lot better looking. Good morning, Kia. How are you, dear? Good to see you. Daniel is here. Cards money line, or we lay off the game. If they got to win at some point. You're absolutely right. Who's in that pitching matchup today? Let's take a look here.
Who's after Flair?
Who follows Flaherty in the rotation? Let me go here. Hang on a second.
You'll find it quicker than me, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Where Cardinals don't play till later, so they're there. Oh yeah, Montgomery is pitching tonight.
That's better
against Lauer for Milwaukee. You know what? I think they might get the win tonight. I think they might get the win tonight. So, as I said, Greg, a Southern Illinois guy. Lauer's never beat St. Louis.
Oh.
0-5 or 0-6 in his career. Yeah, Montgomery. So, Kia, I got to tell you, I'm so happy that you're here. And Ryan and Daniel and Bobby V and Ben, I appreciate all of you guys being here. So one of the reasons I brought Greg on is Greg is on fire in the XFL. The guy is 21-7. 21-7 in the XFL. And if I may do so, let me pull something up here. Hang on a second and bear with me, folks. There we go. I'm going to share my screen real quick, Greg. And we're going to go ahead and look. Let me make sure I got the right one up.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So here's Greg in week 7. Unfortunately, you can't see this bottom one here.
The bottom one was St. Louis +3 on FanDuel.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So he went 2-2 last week. You were 4-0 the week before. The 7 weeks of XFL, picking every game, Greg is 21-7. This is last week's results at 2-2. I'd say that's pretty good, darn good, folks. And let me tell you that right now. So with that being said, let's take a look at what Greg is on today, because what we're doing is we are on every one of these games with him. So, Greg, let's start off with the Battlehawks against the Vipers.
I'm ready for this one. Totally. The Dome is going to be rocking in St. Louis today. They're expecting around 30,000 people. So I think that's going to come into play as well. The Vipers last week, they got the win. Jalen McClendon showed up. Third string quarterback. They threw him in there. Nobody really knew what to expect with his game, and it was really good. It looked like a totally different team. Couple things I did notice, though. He did have a fumble that they were able to recover, and he threw a ball that should have been picked and went right through the defender's hands. So, a little careless with the ball at times. Jeff Badet, who's the top 4 receiver in the league, he's actually out today. Now, that wasn't his go-to last week, but still it comes into play because that's the kind of guy you got to cover,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I think that'll work into the favor of St. Louis. Now, another thing that you find interesting is that Vegas is eliminated. They're the only team that's officially eliminated. They've got nothing to lose. So that's always kind of dangerous when you've got a team like that that's got nothing to lose.
Right.
Penalties last week, Vegas had 12 penalties for 158 yards. They forced 3 turnovers, but that was more attributed to the fact that San Antonio, they had Kurt that was in, who was just picked up within the last couple weeks. Took him right down the field, scored, and then he broke 3 ribs. Had to leave for a bit. He actually came back in and played, threw an interception. The other quarterback that came in, his last name is Pass, wasn't effective. So really, if you look at that score last week with San Antonio losing to the Vipers, it was really attributed to the fact that San Antonio is just in disarray. And if you look at week 6 also, St. Louis beat Vegas 29-6 in the friendly confines of their minor league baseball stadium known as Cashman Field. So it's not going to be like that today. Like I said, they're going to be in the Dome. St. Louis, they are so balanced on offense with the run and their pass game. McCarron is really poised. He is getting sacked a lot. But I would expect the defense to get a couple turnovers in the game. I really would.
All right, so St. Louis -7. Now we're going to go and put these in the bet tracker after we pull this down. Let's. You got Orlando -1.5. The Guardians are playing the.
Yeah, Guardians are going up against Arlington.
Arlington, that's right.
Yeah,
that logo is just weird.
Yeah, and I think I heard Randall on your show earlier in the week, and I think he was actually on Arlington.
Yeah, I think he was too. Yeah, but you're taking Orlando -1.5.
Yep.
On DraftKings. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say Arlington has Luis Perez from Vegas. He's going to be quarterbacking today. That'll be interesting. I wouldn't expect that to work out well. When a quarterback comes onto a new team and doesn't have a lot of time, I don't really expect that to work out well. And their offense really hasn't been good up to this point anyways. And one key to the game as well is that Arlington, they do have problems defending the pass. In Orlando, they beat the last undefeated team in the league,
right.
DC, and they beat them 36-37. It was a 1-point game, 36-37. Orlando has just got a high flying offense now that Quentin Dormandy's taken over. He had 6 touchdowns last week, 3 of them running, 3 of them through the air. So I really expect this one for sure. I really like Orlando today.
Orlando's really gotten their act together. They were terrible early in the year for sure. Okay, so we got the Brahmas are hosting the Houston, was it the Roughnecks?
Yeah. This is probably the most ugly, the ugliest game, I would think, of the week. I wouldn't expect this one to be anything other than sloppy. Brandon Silvers is supposed to return for Houston. Cole McDonald was ineffective last week against St. Louis, but hand it to St. Louis. Their defense has been pretty good. And Houston's been trending in the wrong direction. From a points perspective, on the season, they averaged 25 points, but over the last 3, it's only been 18. They only scored 15 against St. Louis last week. And the same thing could be said, though, about San Antonio. It's even worse. They're about 15 points on the season. The last 3, it's been around 12 points. And the last game, they only had 12 points against Vegas. So Jack Cohn is supposed to be in today, and they even got Paxton Lynch now, who was horrible with Orlando, and now he's on the Brahmas. So there were 3 turnovers last week for San Antonio as well. So both of these teams are trending in the wrong direction, but I just think Houston is a better team, and I will go ahead and take the 5 points. Right now, it's 5.5 on a lot of the books. It's moved.
Okay. All right. And finally, the Seattle Sea Dragons are playing the DC Defenders. And unfortunately, I've got this covered up here.
I've got it.
I got it right here.
There you go.
Seattle money line.
Yeah. This is back and forth. I was back and forth on this game all week. This should be a really good one. I would expect a high-scoring game. That's one thing. I don't know what the over is because I don't really do over-unders, but I would expect a lot of points. Seattle has actually been trending in the right direction too, from a defensive standpoint. And their points on the season, around 21 points a game. The last 3 games, 24 points, and they did have 24 points last week against Arlington. But their pass defense is getting better. And one other thing that stuck out to me is they only allowed 19 points to Orlando, and that was just a couple weeks ago. So Orlando was high flying then as well. So that was one of the things that really stuck out to me, is that they were able to contain Orlando's passing game. DC's a little more balanced. They can run the ball, but they can throw it. So I think that's going to be a key to the game, is can Seattle stop the run, and can they eliminate the turnovers? Because they've averaged 2 turnovers a game, Seattle has, but only 1 in the last 2 games. So,
okay.
So yeah.
All right. Very, 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 very good. That's very good analysis. Thank you, Greg. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen because all 4 of these picks are going to be morning coffee picks. So let me go to sports, and let me go here to XFL, and let's see where we're at. Okay, we know we're on the Battle Hawks -7, and we can get it on Caesar still for -110.
Yeah, most of the books are at 7.5, so that game moved as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're good there at Caesars.
And Arlington, as you can see, folks, you see me hit the drop down there. By the way, I just wanted to check something out. Not very many markets available in the XFL. Pretty well main and alternate markets, no player props. Maybe that'll change if the league gets a little stronger. Okay. Renegades and Guardians, you have the Guardians -1.5. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's add that.
Oh, actually, yeah. On that one, yes, absolutely. Let me get my page back up.
-1.5. And then the Roughnecks, you've got them at -5. And it's still at -5 on Caesars. So Let's take that. Let's add that. And the DC Defenders against the Seattle Sea Dragons. And you've got Seattle on the money line. That's still holding forward with -125 there. Wow. What a slate. What a slate. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Let's go to the bet tracker, because we got to make these morning coffee picks. And I gotta tag these some other way here. Let me see. These will be Greg's XFL morning coffee picks. Yeah, there we go. That's what we're going to add to it. Love it. Folks, that's 4 bets. You're talking about a guy that's 21-7. Take a look there, Greg. See that? Greg's XFL morning coffee picks.
I like it.
I got to find you now. Oops, there it is. Let's save that. And then we're going to go over these 4 picks. And then we'll look at some positive EV. I know everybody wants me to put the Rays -1.5 in here because that seems to be the bet of the year so far. Of course, Tampa Bay 6-0, and you got to ride them, kind of like riding Jordan Walker to get a hit every game, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. All of them in there. Greg's XFL morning coffee picks. And here we go. We've got the Battle Hawks -7 on Caesars. Orlando Guardians -1.5 on BetMGM. Houston Roughnecks -5 on Caesars. And the Sea Dragons, Seattle, on the money line on BetMGM. That is morning coffee picks by Greg Voice, our XFL guru. And yes, I know, race -1.5. Oh yeah. I'm sure it's going to change. No 2 ways about it. All right, Greg. Very good. I appreciate that. Let's drink a little coffee together one more time.
Oh, Irish coffee.
Oh, You don't have any Baileys in that,
Little
do you?
Jameson, little Baileys, maybe some Bushmills instead.
Yeah, there you go.
Get your day
You're
started
Jameson.
off right.
I like Jameson. Jameson's good stuff. All right, so let's move on. Let's go to positive EV page. Try to find a couple of plays on here, and then go from there. Very good job, Greg. I really appreciate you coming on and enjoyed that a lot. I think everybody else did too. It's Saturday morning coffee, folks. You know, you don't get this very often, so you should take advantage of it. Let's go to the positive EV page, and let's do what we do. Let's recommended filters are on. Let's click today's date. And we've got lots of plays. Look at this. Cardinals -2.5 on Fliff. Senators under 2.5 total goals. Canucks under 2.5. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking to see if there are any butterfly plays here. Padres in Atlanta over 10. Over 10.5. That's all we have on that. I think I like this. Padres in Atlanta over 10. I'm going to take it. Let's hit it. Morning coffee pick. Morning coffee pick. There is a full slate of NHL games today. Let's go ahead and click the over there's the over 10.5. Let's go ahead and let's put 10 on that. Let's be on the conservative side there. Not sure that I want to pick the Cardinals -2.5, considering how much of a struggle they've had recently. And I guess I've got to put this in here, or Ryan will never let me live it down. We'll go ahead and add the Rays at -1.5, now -135 on DraftKings. So that's a morning coffee pick. Now that's 7 morning coffee picks, Greg. That's pretty darn good, isn't
I
it?
like it.
For Saturday morning?
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, come on. Let's be realistic here. All right, let's add these. Morning coffee pick, and then we'll go through all 7 picks. And that's I think that's all we're doing today.
I'll throw one thing in there too, real quick.
Okay.
But after you get this done, I would throw one thing about futures in the XFL.
Okay. All right. Let's go through all these. We've already went through Greg's XFL picks, but we are going to, just in case people are listening and don't have they're not viewing on their computer. Battlehawks in the XFL -7 on Caesars. Guardians -1.5 on BetMGM. Houston Roughnecks -5 on Caesars. Seattle Sea Dragons money line on BetMGM. I've got over 10 and over 10.5 total runs between the Padres and the Braves. One's on Bet Rivers, the other on Fliff, and the Rays -1.5 on DraftKings. That is morning coffee picks. What do you say to that, Ryan? Let's go. Says that sounds like a great day. And then we probably should take the Cardinals. Go ahead. XFL futures. What were you going to say?
Yeah, just want to throw a couple things out there. No matter how good Vegas looks today, don't bet them on any futures to win a championship. The books still have them out there, but they are mathematically eliminated. So I thought that was kind of sketchy.
Yeah,
and,
no kidding.
Another thing, I guess they got Vegas around +7,000. Okay, on DK. But one thing to kind of consider, I already did last week. It was almost like a couple scratch-off tickets for me. But since Orlando's been playing so good and they just beat DC, they were at +18,000 the other day. And I had to put $10 on it. I just had to. And that number actually has come down to around +9,500 to +10,000. They have a chance to make the playoffs. If they win the next 2 games, and then they would also have to beat our Battlehawks, which you can't control. You know, we don't want it to happen. We want our Battlehawks to win, but you just never know what's going to happen. If they win their next 3 games, they're going to be in. And then after that, they just have to win 2 games. So to me, that was worth $10.
Well, Randall and I were talking the other day when he was on Thursday. I got to be honest with you here, okay? I don't like the playoff format.
I don't either.
I just really, it should be the top 4 teams, not the top 2 in each division.
Agreed.
Because that other division is good. I mean, it's obviously obvious. What is it? The North and the South, right?
Right.
And the North is stronger.
I
mean, there's no two ways about it.
When you got a 1-6 team, 1-6 team that has a chance of getting in still,
right?
In week 8, it's definitely the South is weak. Yeah. I know Randall talked about this too, but I was on board as well. The Sea Dragons and St. Louis, right now they're around plus 500 or plus 550. That looks really good on a futures market as well. It's really good value. Seattle's trending up.
The only thing I could say is DC is a tough matchup for the Battlehawks.
That's true. They've proven that. Yeah.
And it's mainly because they can run the football so well. Okay.
St. Louis has a lot of trouble defending the run, and they shoot themselves in the foot whenever they play DC. Penalties just kill them.
Yeah.
And turnovers.
Yeah. Penalties and turnovers. Absolutely. All right, Greg. Great job this morning. This is fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Folks, you guys have a great day. Let's make some money. What do you say? We're going to make some money with Greg Voice and his XFL picks.
Need a little more.
I'm telling you, man. Do you want more cowbell, Greg?
That's what the saying is. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Let's go. Guys, have a great day. Have a great weekend. We'll see you later. See you later. Peace. Oh, you know what? Before I go, I should thank everybody that showed up. Yes. Bobby B. And Kia. Kia, you're great. Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. You're a heck of a guy. Ben, who was the first one here. Neil Green. PhD, Daniel Schwartz. Thank you all for showing up today. Good job, Greg. We'll see you all later. Peace.